silent tears, and those quiet internal battles we all carry. It recognizes that so many of us try so hard to be strong, right? We pretend everything is totally fine while carrying these immense burdens in absolute silence. The source is really speaking to that profound feeling of being stuck, just exhausted, and wondering when things are ever going to change.
To make sense of this massive, sweeping message, we've organized the text into a clear methodology. We'll be looking at 1. The promise of peace. 2. Steps to release burdens. 3. Practicing daily forgiveness. 4. Actively building trust. And 5. Spreading hope and light.
All right, starting right off with section 1, the promise of peace.
The narrator doesn't just describe this peace as a fleeting emotion or some temporary mood boost. It's described as an active, direct spiritual gift. The text asserts that this peace is literally being placed within the soul to calm every internal storm and provide absolute safety for the future. It's essentially positioned as a guarantee, right? A promise that the time of suffering is ending and a totally new chapter of victory is kicking off.
Let's move on to section 2, steps to release burdens.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? The source lays out 3 concrete steps. First up, it demands the release of past bitterness and grudges, basically saying you literally cannot hold on to old hurts if you want to grasp a beautiful future. Second, it tells you to stop trying to fix everything alone. It recognizes that trying to hold the whole shebang together by yourself is exactly what's causing the exhaustion. And third, it suggests talking honestly in prayer. You don't need fancy, formal words, you just need to admit you're tired. That honest admission is presented as the absolute key to moving forward. The text goes on to command the listener to actively reject specific internal weights, worry, sadness, painful memories, and especially those toxic inner critical voices. The narrator categorizes those nagging thoughts telling you that you're not enough or you failed as literal lies. Lies meant entirely to hold you back from your true purpose. Actively identifying and tossing those out is portrayed as a crucial daily practice.
Which brings us nicely to section 3, practicing daily forgiveness. Now, this is a real game changer in how the source redefines forgiveness. It explicitly points out that forgiveness does not mean what the other person did was right. Actually, scratch that. It's not about them at all. It's an internal mechanism for your own benefit. It's about trusting a higher power to handle the injustice so that you can break free from those chains of pain and bitterness. It's a surprisingly pragmatic approach to just protecting your own joy. So the suggested daily action step here is essentially a mental transfer of ownership. Whenever that pain comes flooding back, and let's be real, the text acknowledges it definitely will, you're instructed to actively hand every hurt and unfairness over to God. By transferring the burden of seeking justice up the chain, you completely relieve yourself of the exhausting, full-time job of carrying that bitterness.
Moving right along to section 4, actively building trust.
The source contrasts 2 really fascinating perspectives on time here. You know that modern anxiety, the world's timing, that constantly makes you feel like you're behind or late or just stuck while everyone else is moving ahead? Well, the text introduces divine timing, asserting that periods of waiting are never actually delays, no way. Instead, they're vital periods of purposeful preparation, protection from unseen dangers, and character building. The delay is completely reframed as preparation to handle the blessing when it finally does arrive. This puts it all into perspective really nicely. The text directly maps your internal negative feelings to active habits you can use to counter them. Feeling anxious? The action is to speak honestly about it. Feeling doubt? Speak truth aloud. Feeling bitter? Consciously choose to keep your heart soft. It's a highly active, hands-on approach to managing your internal state, rather than just passively letting it happen to you.
And to really combat that fear and doubt, the narrator stresses the importance of actually using your voice by saying, "Speak out loud, I trust you, I know you are working." The text positions these simple spoken words as an active, powerful tool. It claims that vocalizing trust, even when your faith feels incredibly small, actually opens the door for miracles and fundamentally shifts your whole mindset from fear to anticipation.
Finally, we reach section 5, spreading hope and light.
Here, the focus completely expands outward. By executing these 3 actions, showing kindness to the undeserving, offering difficult forgiveness, and sharing hope even when you yourself are absolutely weary, the narrator suggests you become the voice and hands of love in the real world. It argues that your personal healing is meant to overflow, proving that even the tiniest act of grace can completely change someone else's entire world. This beautifully highlights the so what of it all. Your personal journey of releasing burdens, redefining timing, and building trust, it isn't just about your own comfort. According to the source, it's about becoming a beacon for others. The peace you cultivate on the inside is the exact light you are meant to shine outwardly.
Ultimately, the core takeaway from all this source material can be boiled down to 3 simple commands. Stay close, walk slowly, breathe deeply. Stop forcing solutions on your own timeline. Lean on your faith during those difficult, dry seasons, knowing they're just preparation, and step confidently into your new chapter without constantly looking back at your old chains.
We've explored the narrator's profound steps for finding peace, redefining forgiveness, and actively practicing trust. So, as you reflect on this explainer and these practical tools we've gone through, I want to leave you with this final important thought. What heavy weight are you finally ready to put down today? Thanks for joining me, and keep learning.